While today's storm threats aren't as severe as the ones we've experienced last month, the state is still on high alert to offer emergency services where needed. Joining us now, the Commissioner of the State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, Jackie Bray, to give us more insight on the state's preparedness for these storms. Commissioner Bray, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, we know a lot of planning went into today's weather warnings. Tell us more about that. And you've already activated some help for Steuben County. Fill us in.
Yeah, we've been obviously monitoring the approach of Debbie now for days. We pre-positioned swift water rescue teams. We deployed National Guard around the state to be in position. There's about 7,000 utility personnel in state. That's about 2,000 more than a blue sky day. So we were ready for the water and the rain and the flooding potential of Debbie, and we have seen that come to pass today in Steuben County. We did move the National Guard and moved in swift water teams earlier today into Steuben to support them.
All right. Any other reports of injuries or damage at this time?
Steuben and Allegheny counties are where we're really focused. They saw between 4 and 5 inches of rain there in just about 2 hours. And so we're still focused there. We don't see other places of major or significant flooding, but I should say we don't see that yet. We won't be out of the woods till about 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. And the rain bands that produced the flooding in the southern tier are right now in the Mohawk Valley and in the North Country, and we're watching them closely.
Very closely. And how prepared are you in case there needs to be evacuations?
Yeah, we are. We're ready. We're talking to our county and our local partners. You know, safety decisions are on the ground decisions, and so we will always support our localities and our counties in that. But we've got additional swift water teams ready to deploy. We moved some swift water teams from Oriskany, New York out to the state fairgrounds to be better positioned for the rain bands that we're seeing right now. We've got additional National Guard ready. So we're watching it closely, but we do feel prepared.
And we just had some tornadoes, severe storms a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is it a similar game plan for today?
Well, right now, for central New York and for the Mohawk Valley, the risk is flooding. There is not a significant tornado risk in that area. We actually are developing. We do have a sort of relatively newly developed tornado risk out east, from Albany down to Ulster County and across the Hudson Valley. But right now for central New York, this is a flood risk, not a tornado risk. You know, I will say we've had 26 tornadoes touch down in New York State this year alone. That's a record. We have never seen that many tornadoes. 23 alone in the month of July, another record. So for those New Yorkers, particularly those New Yorkers in your area who are thinking this has been a weird summer of weather, they are not wrong. It has.
They are not wrong, and that's why it's been, you know, a case of you have to be on standby quite a bit this summer. What advice would you give to people ahead of storms?
Yeah, 3 pieces of advice. Number 1 is to stay alert. You know, half the ball game here is to just know what you're getting into when you walk out your front door. That might mean keeping your television on, keeping your radio on. It might mean making sure that your cell phone is signed up for alerts, but you want a way to know what's going on. Number 2, make a plan. If my home were subject to a flash flood, I know that I'd go out my back door and up the hill, not out my front door, which is basically the creek, right? So what is that plan for your home? And then, you know, number 3, be prepared. There are easy things we can do. Have an extra 3 or 4 days supply of medication on hand in an easy to grab and go way. Keep fresh batteries in your flashlight. Make sure you've got some bottled water ready. If you own a home and you need to clear out your gutters, keep them clear in advance of days like today. Those 3 things, stay alert, make a plan, be prepared, will help keep New Yorkers safe.
Be prepared. Commissioner Jackie Bray, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much.